right? Sue, we are still here at Fan Expo, day 4 for some of us, only day 3 for me.
Still the last day for everybody.
Right, some panels to go, some shopping to go. It's always fun to walk Artist Alley, and it's always even cooler to bump into a friend of mine, Gibson Quarter, doing some serious art here.
Hey guys, how are you?
I've known you for, like a year, maybe-ish, on and off, yeah. And I haven't talked to you about any of your art. I want to know, where does your inspiration come from? How long does it take to knock one out?
Well, it depends what you're talking about as far as timing, but inspiration-wise, I've always loved comics. Ever since I was a kid, I loved them, and I would spend hours on the carpet floor, you know, trying to draw the exact panel like Ross Andru did in Spider-Man or whatever, and it just kind of kept that love of comics going, and now I'm able to have it as a career, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, as far as how long it takes, I mean, something like a print or whatever generally takes between 8 and 12 hours. I often joke that it takes quite a lot of effort to make it look effortless, do you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of planning and whatnot, but once you get everything laid out the way you want it, then the inking and the drawing part is really, really fun.
Now, is there a character that you like to draw more than others? Is there?
Yeah, well, I like to draw my character, the Organ Grinder. It's a supernatural Western comic that I do. So I'm very partial to him, but as far as just general characters like Spider-Gwen, Gwenpool, all that kind of stuff, Deadpool, yeah, I really enjoy doing a lot of the Marvel heroes for sure.
Now, are you reading anything comics-wise right now?
I generally go by artist. I'm not so much, I'm not like I've got to read every Spider-Man. I'll jump in and out depending on the art team. As an artist myself, there's guys that I absolutely follow and just kind of buy whatever they do. Like your Arthur Adams, your Gabriel Rodriguez, certain people that just get me, my creative juices flowing, and I'll buy whatever they draw.
Now, do you start obviously in pencil and then kind of go from there? How do you have an image in your head when you start, or you just see where it goes?
So generally, when it comes to comic book sequential, like here's an example, there's an actual script that I have to follow where this is a flashback sequence, but certain things they want, like a ghost hovering, he has to leave room for some chat here. So oftentimes the script will direct what I draw, right? But within certain parameters, I can decide whether it's an extreme close-up or a long shot. I get to set a lot of the parameters within the script. But generally, yeah, certainly I'm following a script, and you got to leave room and have the characters that are speaking and that type of thing. And that's so when it comes to straight pinups, I get whatever I want to do in covers, but interior pages, you're very much following a script and giving the writer what he asked for.
I love it. There's so much, and there's a gorgeous one that I am going to look. Spider-Gwen, who is one of my favorite comics, which I don't have time to read anymore. But there's a gorgeous Star Wars one here, which I'm gonna crack.
I love the Flash one too.
Okay, we're almost there, I think.
Yeah, oh, there's that one. But I have that one thanks to you. That one right there. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a color version somewhere, but I don't think I have it with me today. But yeah, that one turned out quite nice. That was penciled by me and inked by a guy named Sandra Floru, who's an inker for Marvel and DC.
Now, take me through the creative process. You've got your image. You know what you want to do.
Yep.
Do you work to music? I mean, do you lock yourself in a room? What do you do?
Use tunes. It really depends. I listen to just about everything, and now with Sirius Satellite Radio, I kind of open myself up. Some days it's a hip hop thing. Some days it's more 70s rock. You never know, right?
Do you see their influence slipping into the art?
No, the only influence I think that slips in musically is I'll drop in some of my favorite bands in the background sometimes, or like a We the North or something like that. When it's appropriate, you sneak in certain stuff, like the Tim Hortons or whatever, right? Yeah, that kind of thing.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I love it. And of course, you're part of the Raid Collective.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Raid Studio. When people ask what is Raid, Raid is a studio here in Toronto. There's about between 12 and 16 professional comic artists or writers, colorists, letterers, that type of thing. So we've had great success because we have such a team of really talented individuals. We've been publishing anthologies, so this is Raid 3, the latest one. And basically what it is, it's a collective of all our intellectual property, basically. We're putting our ideas, sending these out to the TV stations and publishers, producers, and hopefully instead of Marvel and DC mining our creative talents, we're doing it ourselves. And already from the first book, one of the stories is picked up and is on to bigger and better things. So there you go. Yeah.
And to wrap it up, what are you most looking forward to seeing at Con?
Well, I've seen it all because we're on day 4, right? So, but I did. The thing I always look forward to is Artist Alley and actually talking to a bunch of my peers. They do fly in people from like Italy and stuff, so I get to see artists that I would never have imagined I would actually get to see and shake their hand and get them to sign my book and tell them that I really like their work. Yeah, Tim Sale, Klaus Janssen. I mean, it's just it's an embarrassment of riches here.
I love it.